Hey, what's up, everybody? Today what we're going to do is we're going to make a panettone bread, cake, whatever you want to call it. It kind of falls in between, a bread and a cake. It's more like a sweet bread. It's popular around the holidays, and since the holidays are right around the corner, I figured, this would be a good time to try this. I've never made it before, and I've checked all the recipes. They're pretty much all the same. This is not hard. It's just a long process. It's 6:30 in the morning and I'm starting this, and I expect that it's gonna take pretty much all day because there's several rises that you have to do that involve a couple hours. So anyway, so what you're gonna need is 3 cups of flour, 1 package of yeast, which is 2 1/4 teaspoons, 1/4 cup of milk, 1/4 cup of water. Now we're gonna warm these up to about 110 degrees for the yeast. You're gonna need the zest of 1 lemon, the zest of 1 orange. You're going to need 3 eggs. You're going to need 5 tablespoons of butter. And what I have here is lemon peels, candied lemon peels, and candied orange peels. Now all these are 1/4 cup. So again, 1/4 cup of lemon peel, 1/4 cup of orange peel, 1/4 cup of these mini chocolate chips, 1/4 cup of white raisins, 1/4 cup of regular raisins, and this is 1/4 cup of just a holiday fruit mix. Half a cup of sugar, about I think it's a teaspoon of vanilla, and we're going to use a little bit of rum to soak the raisins in. Oh, and I forgot a teaspoon of salt. Okay, so we're gonna combine the 2 raisins. We're going to add some rum. We're going to add enough rum to just barely cover them. So that's, I don't know, maybe 1/4 cup. So this will be a while. Let this soak up and we'll come back to it. So we're gonna get started. First, we're gonna start off with a sponge. I'm gonna start off by adding the water to the milk, and I'm gonna put this in the microwave for about 10 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna add this to the bowl. I'm going to sprinkle the yeast. We're just going to leave this for about 5 minutes until it starts to get a little foamy, and then we're gonna feed it. And this is what you call a sponge. We're making a sponge. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes. You can see that the yeast and the milk and water look nice and creamy. To this, we're going to add, you don't have to be exact because this is about 4. I think that's 4. 4 tablespoons of flour to about a tablespoon of sugar. Now that's going to feed the yeast and get it really activated. I have an option on my oven for bread proofing. I've activated that. That sets it at about 100 degrees. And this is where I'm going to put this. I'm going to put this in a nice warm place so it'll triple in volume. All right, so now we're going to add the eggs. The sugar. About a teaspoon or so of vanilla extract. I went ahead and zested the orange and the lemon. That goes in there. We're gonna mix this up. This is that sponge, and it looks really good. So we're going to add this. Get as much of it as you can. And we mix that up. All right, I'm just going to add that pinch of salt. Not that much. To the flour, and give that a mix. Okay, so now we're going to start adding our flour. Now this is supposed to be a very wet dough. So I'm going to let this go for about 5 minutes and then we'll be back. Okay, so this has been going for about 5 minutes. I'm just going to add that butter, and then I'm going to work it for about another 5 minutes. Okay, so now we're going to add the chocolate chips, the fruit filling, which I drained off the the rum so it doesn't make it too wet. And this is really the hardest part, is just up to here, because after this it's all rise. Scrape. Change cameras. Good old GoPros and their 20-minute batteries. Okay, I got a bowl here. Spray it with some cooking oil. Okay, so I put this in a bowl. We're gonna cover it. Give it a little spray so we don't get a film on top. We're gonna let it rise for at least 3 hours or until it triples in volume. Alright, I'm going to put some flour down. And I'm going to... Perfect. Alright, it's still sticky, but that's what you want. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put a little bit of flour on there. Just going to fold this a little bit, just like that. That's it. We're not working it here. Okay. Okay. So you're going to need a Panettone mold, and all this is, it's basically just parchment paper. So you can make one out of parchment paper, or you can use a spring-load pan. But yeah, so, or you get these on Amazon. I got this on Amazon. They're, I think I got a dozen for $13. So yeah, so that's what we'll be using. All right. Now I've never worked with this before, but I sprayed it anyway. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to put this in our mold. Just kind of press it down. We're gonna try to score the top. Yeah, that doesn't look like it's. That's okay. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover it. And guess what? Yep, we're gonna let it rise again for about 3 hours. And this should come up to the top. That's what we want. Okay. So it's not exactly round for whatever reason, but that's okay. You don't want to deflate it. Oh man, that looks fantastic. So now I'm gonna preheat the oven at 350. It looks good. Okay, it's nice and fluffy. We don't want to deflate it at this point. I set the temperature for the oven to 350. Once that's up to temperature, then we're going to put this in. In the meantime, we're going to make an egg wash. All right, egg wash, 1 egg. I'm going to put a little half and half. Okay, I'm just gonna give this a quick egg wash. You don't want to press too hard because you don't want to deflate it. Okay. We put it in the oven for about 40 minutes. I took it out of the oven. I put it on this rack. Let it cool for a little bit before we cut into it. I think traditionally they hang these upside down as they cool, but we're not going to do that. Yeah, I hope you like this video. I hope you try it. Panettone is a really good bread. You can make them and give them out as gifts. Anyway, it's John Camp on the Not So Neat Chef.